How will you choose an employee for your startup? That is $1 million question, because there are not people who are really ready to join a startup because they have their own reservation or apprehension, because they may feel there is no job guarantee in the long run. They don't know how much time this will go on, for how far this will go. So this is always very difficult. It's always very difficult to get an employee on board for a startup, a quality employee on board for a startup. And I am here to talk about a way of choosing the right employee for the right position using the available resources. I am Kalyan and I am online startup and a coach with more than 26 years of experience and have been mentoring many startups and have personally seen the struggle of getting the right candidate, and we have solved it also. So there is a technique for this particular thing called Briggs and Myers techniques. This techniques, this technique is really used to identify the right candidate, his character or her character or his personality, and take them to the right place or take them to the right position. For example, if I'm a person who is an introvert in nature, and if you are putting me in sales, it will do harm both to the organization as well as for me, because I am not used to talk to the people upfront and I'm not used to just go forward and talk to the people. So as an introvert, I should be put in some of the departments. In the same case, it goes for extroverts also. For those people who are talkative and who just take charge, if they are put in accounts or some other departments, we are doing a national crime of not using their skill. Okay, so this technique called MBIT technique, okay, Myers and Briggs technique, is a very, very, very useful technique in identifying the right candidate for you. Okay, that's a test. It is MBIT test. And if you are not, I'm not saying that this is the test which will solve all your problems, but at least there will be a strong benchmark for you to decide on how to choose and who is to be chosen. So here is a technique, my dear friends, and you need to just go through that seriously and understand. And of course, it will become a very, very, very interesting one once you go deeper into that. So let us just go into that now. Okay. So this is the technique. Okay. So what you can see here, okay, the question itself is, what is your personality type? So it is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 categories. Okay. So that category is done on a mix and match like that. For example, the E stand for extraversion, okay, and the I stand for introversion. Okay, so if the candidate is an extrovert or an introvert, and the second one is, how do you prefer to take the information? That is whether that person is a sensible one. He does he have the sensing to identify the thing, or is who is going by data, okay, or there are some people who take decision based on their intuition, like no, I just decide what my heart says. Many used to say that. So whether that person is a one who take decision based on data, or whether that person is one who used to take decision based on intuition, or what his mind says, what her mind says. And the third one is, how do you decide? That is, how that person decide on various aspects, on facing various problems. So does he take decision based on analytics? That is, whether he or she is doing a data analytics, so that whether they are analyzing the entire problems and taking decision, or again are they putting a feeling into the decision making? For example, that is a person has joined your organization, okay, and that you are the HR head, or you are the chief recruitment officer, for an example I'm saying, okay, and you are not, I mean, you have got a complaint from a department that that person is not performing to the level of their expectation. So as an HR person, either you will be the one who will go as per the book, that is, who will just follow only what is required. That is, the company says that the person is supposed to be, if he is in marketing or sales, I mean, he is supposed to get orders worth of so and so dollars, and but he is not getting it. That order is even not, he is not getting even 50% of that order which is supposed to bring in. Okay, immediately what you can do is you can simply just throw him out. But you may be, if you are a different personality, okay, you can, what you can do is you can use your brain as well as your heart. You can take into consideration various aspects and think about whether this person needs to be sent out immediately, or is there any other opportunity to be given to him or her in some other department. So that is what it is talks about, the T or F. That is whether it's the thinking or feeling. Okay. And the next one is, how is your outer world of life? How is your life? Okay. So when I say you, I mean the person who is coming for the interview. For the I mean the candidate. Okay. The candidate may be blue collar one or the white collar one, whoever it is. Okay. So whatever I am talking about here, MBIT is about the candidate who is going to be interviewed and taken on board. So there are people who are either they just go by judgments, okay, and they, what they do is they just simply follow the rules and regulation, and they just decide only what is based on records. Okay, they don't go, for example, I mean, if you are a person who is approached by some somebody who does not have enough financial support, he says, please help me, I am financially broke. So if you are in the category of J, what you do is you go deeper and try to, instead of giving him something, you try to analyze him, you try to judge him, okay, judge him, and you come to a conclusion whether to give him or not. Okay, that is, you just go in depth. Okay, you just start talking to him and ask him, okay, what were you doing, what is your age, I mean, whether you were working before, what made you reach here, and what is the cause of your being hungry, what is the cause of becoming bankrupt now. So many questions, and you may be requiring answer before taking a decision. Another one is a person who is perceiving, that is, you go by your perception. If a person comes, okay, he's saying that please give me some money, okay, but he looks very neat and clean and all those things, okay, you may be wondering, oh, this guy is something, I mean, 14 year, I mean, he just here to, I mean, he's just trying to dupe me, I don't want to give, because there is a perception in your mind that this guy is not worth giving the money that he's asking for. So you need to find out whether the candidate is a J category or P category. Okay. So next is the most important aspect of it, and that is mix and match. Let us go with the first example. Okay. If you are doing, or if you are interviewing a candidate, and you just go through the entire process of it, and if you find that this particular candidate A is falling into the category of ISTJ. Okay, what is ISTJ? I is introvert, S for sensing, T for thinking, and J for who take decision based on judgments. Okay, so What the ISTJ stands for, they are responsible, they are very sincere, and they are analytical, but they are a bit reserved, okay, and they are realistic and very systematic, hardworking, and trustworthy with sound practical judgment. So you need to decide, okay, such kind of character where they will fit in. Are you getting my point? Another category, for example, let us take the category of ENTP. Okay. So can you see here ENTP? Here you can see the ENTP. What does the ENTP stand for? E stands for extrovert, N stands for intuition, and T stands for thinking, and P stands for perceiving. So that particular gentleman who has come for the interview, or who is going to be on board, is very inventive, okay, and is very enthusiastic, and he has some strategic decision making capabilities and very enterprising, okay. Is very, if the person is falling into the category of ENTP, these are the areas where he will shine, because they'll be very enterprising, and they will have the inquisitiveness to go deeper and find out. And another one is versatile. They're versatile. If you get an ENTP person, they'll be really good for managerial roles. Okay, they'll be really good for managerial roles, and you should not be putting him behind an accounts desk or administrative desk. He should be in a managerial position where he can take decisions. So like this, there are many things which you can do. That is mix and match. Like I told you, you can do ISFJ, INFJ. So you can just do a complete analysis of the person, and you can frame the questions accordingly. You can frame the questions in such a way that you need to frame the questions in such a way that will try to bring the real personality in the candidate. Like I said earlier, I mean, this is not a foolproof system, I would rather say. Okay, because if the person who is giving, I mean, he is a person who has come here knowing that there is a job opportunity in marketing, and he basically is not a marketing guy. But if he knows something about the personalities, like that is the people who are in the marketing needs to be very talkative, blah 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 blah. So he may tend to give you wrong notion. He may tend to give you a wrong answer. But what will happen is there will be a mistake, but you will be in a position to identify whether that person has told you the right thing or the wrong thing in a couple of months time, or in a couple of weeks time. Okay, so it is always better to go with some sort of technique in taking a person, instead of going directly, going without any kind of backup, going without any substantiating documentation process to take a person into your job. So this is a technique which is in use for more than 100 years, and that has been very useful in different scenarios. So it is up to you to do an internal study, do a complete research of this technique. I'll be giving that link here, and also be sharing the thing on how to use it, like the various links, and you need to use that and find out and take the best possible employee so that you can reach 10x revenue growth as early as possible, instead of just going on a snail's pace. And that's all for now, friends. Please do subscribe to my channel, and also please give your valuable comments so that we can come with more and more topics which will help startups. Thank you so much for your valuable time. See you, and all the best.